George,
Yes, sir.
come sit down with that one minute.
Okay, coming. Right there?
Talk right into the blue light. I got to go to traffic. It's 2:46, so we start 10:10. Let's go to 10 Civic Traffic. How are you,
How you doing, Ted? Thank you.
No problem.
I just talked to the detective, the investigating detective, just before I came up here, just to get a latest information on this. You seen the pictures before, right?
I did. Yeah, I saw that online, or you sent me something.
And then the son did a nice little write-up.
Who the fuck would want to do that?
Haters, probably. We're not 100% sure. This is for you, Ted.
Why would anybody hate organ donors?
They hate the idea that blacks donating to whites and Arabs donating to Jews.
Okay, you know what? You're gonna have to move in closer.
Yep.
We're gonna put a hand span away.
Yep.
1 hit away.
Welcome back to the program at 2:47 News Talk 1010. Back in 1995, my next guest received a liver transplant, which inspired him to do a tremendous amount of work in regards to organ donation. He began an organization called Step by Step and walked across Canada carrying the torch of life. He has walked pretty much around half this world. He was also in charge of getting together the Truck of Life, which is an ambulance converted into a video audio vehicle, which toured across Canada, United States, promoting organ and tissue donation. And unfortunately, recently, some idiot set fire to it. George Marcello, good to see you.
Thank you, Ted. Thank you for having me.
Why would somebody do that?
Well, we don't know conclusively the reason. The investigating officers are still looking into it, so it could be some idiot that might have did it by accident. There's still that possibility, but there's also the possibility that some people didn't like what we were doing and decided to send a mess or decided to damage our truck.
Some people, excuse me.
You okay, Ted?
I'm fine. I just got this little thing in my throat. Some people, racists, bigots, can't fathom the thought that a white man may be giving a heart or eyes, for that matter, and received then by a black man, or a Christian to a Jew, or whatever it is, because of their thoughts. That's one of the things, and one of the groups of people who advocate against organ donation.
That's correct, Ted. And over the years, we've gotten a lot of media coverage over this, and sometimes I used to look at the comments. People used to comment on this, and some had some really terrible stuff, talking about just things that you're saying right now. Being why should whites should donate just to whites and keep it, that sort of thing. It's sickening when you hear it and you see it.
Meanwhile, the amount of people who are giving each year now in Ontario has risen significantly, but we still lag behind big time in Ontario. Why?
Yeah, it's kind of still, in a way, it's not really that complicated, but you have to do a series of things. You can't fix it overnight, but it's mainly what we've been saying for a long time, Ted, is that we have to target our big cities better, because in our big cities is where the majority of people aren't donating. And if we focus just on Toronto alone, right now there's what, 16% people that registered in Toronto. That's too low. That's extremely low. We got to start looking and doing things, not just looking. Looking is gone. We have to start getting most of our neighborhoods involved, and I mean each neighborhood. And that really hasn't been done, Ted.
What countries are on the cutting edge, so to speak, of organ and tissue donation? What countries really get it?
Well, Spain, it leads the world, but they did a couple of things, dramatic things, like they turned their system I hate using the word presumed consent system, where everybody's already registered, unless you opt out. That was one of the key. But they had several other things in place to have, they lead the world in organ donations, and some other European countries followed suit, and they experienced the same benefits. So, we have a model that we can follow. We just do what they did, sort of thing. If I may add, Ted, I wanted to one of the reasons why, and thank you, Ted, for having me here. We're looking for a parking spot for our vehicle. And I've just been having a hard time finding a permanent home. And Monday's our last day. If I don't find it, it's got to go to the scrapyard.
Right.
So I'm hoping.
Are you planning to try to fix this? I mean, can it be repaired?
Possibly. It could possibly be restored. It's, from all indications, the engine is still good. They did that with the Terry Fox vehicle, and then they brought it across the country again. There's a possibility of restoring it, but if not, we wanted to keep it for historical purposes. There's so much memories with this truck of life, Ted. I mean, literally thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of kids jumped into it. There's just so many precious memories over the years, and we did so many things with the Toronto Police with it.
Where is it being stored now?
I want to thank the Toronto Police. They've been very generous in extending their time keeping it at the police yard on Jane Street. But they've given me more than enough time, and Monday's the last day. So we need to find a place in the next 2 days. Anybody that could step up to the plate to do this, I will be. We will all be forever in your. You will become our heroes. Basically, that's it's like one of our family members.
Right. So what is the best way for people to get in touch with you or the rest of the folks at Step by Step?
Yeah. Thanks, Ted. Please call me on my cell, 416-509. 5719, and while you're there, you can visit our website, stepbystepmatters.com.
Okay, that's going to be the one that they're going to remember, because most people don't have a pen handy with them. Stepbystepmatters.com. And that's where they can go and find, not only hopefully somebody will be able to give you the parking spot that you so desire, and so deserve, by the way.
Thank you.
But maybe there are people who want to reach out with a financial donation.
Yeah, you could make a donation there, and you'll get a tax receipt within minutes. So, yeah, we're encouraging that as well, because we need to get back out on the road.
Yeah. And once you get this thing back together, where are you heading?
Well, I mean, my health has gotten bad, so I'm in the process of getting new blood, so to speak, and new energy in the campaign we were working on. We got 6 shovel-ready projects that will address Canada's shortage, this was a total setback with what happened with the truck. But we always said this, Ted, that everybody on that waiting list could receive an organ. All you have to do is address it properly, and we got 6 shovel-ready projects to do that. So we're anxious to get going on all that.
It's interesting, you hear on occasion stories of people who have passed away, and then you hear several days later from a wife or husband that lost a family member, and they say, well, my husband or my wife's kidneys went here and their eyes went to 2 different people, and you think that's what it's all about. That's the reality of the situation.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why we always kept saying, this is a great I mean, when I say the word opportunity, it's like your loved ones live on in others, and why have them go in a waste basket, your organs, like, so you know this too well, Ted.
I do indeed, George. George Marcello, I thank you very much, my friends. Good to see you. I wish you nothing but the best. Godspeed to you. We'll hopefully find somebody who can give you a parking spot for the torch of life. And again, step-by-step matters is where you should go. Step-by-step matters.com.
Thank you,
Ted.
Ted.
You can help out in any way you possibly can.
You're one of the great ones.
Take care of yourself.
Thank you.
Thanks to Mike and Ben and Bill, and to all of you, and thank you for tuning in. And as I like to say each week, don't forget, when you get a chance, go online and fill out your organ tissue donation card. You too could change your life. Have a great week.
Nice. Beautiful, Ted. Ted, I wanted to give you this as well. I've been writing my book, and it's going to be explosive. Like, basically, it will show you why Canada still lags and the stuff that wasn't done. But I had to, in order to do it properly, I had to tell my whole story, Ted, and like...
He was good, eh?
He was. He hasn't... I have to bring him back to life, so to speak. It was the people that screwed it up, that ended up managing that $120 million. And that's why we are where we are right now. But this book that I'm writing, this kind of just tells you a little bit of the highlights in the book. But I don't know, if possible, one day, if I can talk about my book.
Of course we can.
Okay.
I told you, all you have to do is get a hold of me. You've got my email.
I do.
I know how to do it.
I owe you a lunch too one day. We have to take you out one day. You're finishing up now, eh?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh. It's not fun getting old, eh, Ted?
No, I'm not a big fan of it. But as my friend said to me, well, do you want the other option? No, not really.
Well, until we see each other again.
Yeah, stay in touch, buddy.
Thank you.
You know how to get a hold of me.
Yeah, thank you, Ted.
Amen. Thanks so much for
Yeah,
coming in.
thank you. Shaheem. Where did he go?
Hey, so you looking for Ben?
No, I'm looking for my guest that was here, Shaheem. Yeah, he was probably listening to it. Is there another listening area?
If he wasn't over there, like, so if you go through that door just down the stairs.
Oh, okay, it's also there. Okay, thank you. No, where is he?